Okay guys, so it's pretty, oh my gosh, already I can't talk. What I was gonna say was that already it's kind of really early days, but I haven't streamed in a while, it feels. Even though I'm really new to this still, like it was really consistent in my routine, but I was just taking a breather. Like I had a really what do you call it, like jam-packed week, I guess, the last few weeks with all that concert stuff I was doing, and then the new movie came out, and I don't know, it was just a lot of random stuff. But now I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and motivate myself with making different projects. So I'm really happy that today my mom asked me, or she didn't ask me today, but I'm doing it today. She asked me to make her some roses for an event, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I make the roses, and of course, since this is live, it'll be unedited, so all the mistakes or anything that I make will definitely be shown. But now I'm just about to pull up my pattern. I've made a video of roses before, like how you make your own, and my free pattern is always linked there, but I'm not sure that I've posted about the roses in a while, so you know, another chance to just give the pattern back out for anybody who's new to crocheting. Anyways, we're about to get started really soon though, so just sit tight. But I'm really happy that it's officially fall. I mean, it's felt like fall for a lot of us already, but you know, it was officially fall yesterday. Okay, so hold on, we're about to get started now. I was just trying to make sure I had all of the supplies that I needed, and for the most part, I would say I've got everything together. Well, I need scissors. And honestly, I'm not sure where my real scissors are, so we're just gonna use different variations of that. But this is a pattern that I was referring to. It's a rose pattern I made some years ago, so even the format is kind of weird, but it's totally fine. That doesn't change the base of it. So this is what I'm following, because believe it or not, I do not know how to make roses from my mind, because I don't make them that often. So this is gonna be, you know, following a pattern that I made a long time ago. But I will say, once you really get it together, it's easier to remember if you make multiples. But I'm just using classic red yarn in a classic green, like sagey type color, whatever. And basically what you're gonna do, you can change your hook size, but I'm doing a 5mm because it's my favorite. Also, you're gonna need like some wooden stick things. Let me just show you, because I don't want to make this tutorial, people start following it, and then you don't have all the supplies. But you're gonna need some of these and a hot glue gun too, if you want to do it exactly the way that I'm doing it. Anyways, so the first step is to take your yarn and make a slip knot. Sorry that my yarn's so messy. I never wind my yarn up, I just let it be. But you're gonna chain 20. Wait. Hold on. So this is gonna be how big, I mean, not how big necessarily, but like when you wrap it around at the end, the rose will be about that big. But anyway, so then you're going to pull that tight, turn your work to the side, and insert a half double crochet in each of the stitches. And if you're not really good at keeping up with your stitches, you can mark the first one, whatever is easier for you. But yeah, after the stream today, I have to see if Sims is updated for consoles now, because I was up so early this morning and it wasn't updated. I mean, ready to update yet, but it is the 23rd, so it should be coming real soon. Oops, see, I was about to put 2 in there. And with this pattern, it's honestly so flexible because you can really make the roses bigger or smaller, but I don't know. There's so many different ways to make roses though. But this gives like the very standard rose look in my opinion. There's also like a chunkier variation that a lot of people like to crochet, but I'm very in between. Hold on, I think that stream is messing up. Okay, I can't tell if my stream is lagging or not. I'll definitely have to like play this back and look, but hopefully it isn't too bad. But anyways, for the next row, you're going to take your yarn, wrap it around your finger. Oops. I literally knocked it off the table, and chain 2 basically. And then you're going to turn your work again and just do 3 double crochets in that first stitch. And then you're going to skip the next stitch, so nothing will go in here. But in that one, after the stitch that you skipped, you're gonna just insert 3 double crochets again. So the second row is just a repeat of like 3 double crochets in one stitch, skip, 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So I kind of poorly marked the last stitch, but you can tell that there's another little thing here, but the last stitch is right there on the end. So I'm just going to insert the last 3 double crochets into there. And then we have our second row. So for the third row, you're going to take your yarn again and just chain 2, same as you did the last time. Turn it around, and now you're going to double crochet in the first stitch and then insert 2 double crochets into the next, and then insert 1 double crochet in that stitch. So then after that, you're going to chain 1 and slip stitch in the little gap space. So that's just creating your petal. And the repeat, I'm sorry guys, hold on 1 second. Okay, so I'm so sorry about that. I don't know how that looked on stream, but we're back now. Anyways, this is exactly where we left off. And like I was saying, I was just explaining the repeat of forming the petal. So in the stitch, it's 3 stitches that you made on the row, the second row. So basically the first one is just a double crochet, and then to give it that curved look and stuff, you just increase, which is just 2 double crochets in the middle stitch. So that's the second stitch of the 3 double crochet thingy that you made. And then go back down, just do 1 double crochet, and to curve the petal off and fully round it or whatever, you just take it, chain 1 and slip stitch into the gap, and you just start that all the way around. Oh, see, look at me. Chain in one. You don't have to do that. It doesn't really matter if you accidentally do, though. Like, with stuff like this, you really can't tell if you make a crazy mistake, because most times it just still looks good anyway. So, don't worry. And now we're almost to the first little cluster thing. And also, I have been playing some new games recently that I've been thinking about saving for like a new stream. But I have some ideas in mind, so stay on the lookout for that. And then with the last one, since it is kind of weird, I'll just show you what I normally do. There's no gap space since it's the end, but honestly, it doesn't really matter like how you want to end it off, because you can roll this up and hide that end. But if you just want it to look kind of round, you can just chain one like you did for the others and then slip stitch into that same stitch, and it still gives the look that you have with the others. And then you're gonna fasten off from here and then pull that tail. And I think that it makes sense to tie these two together for when you wrap it, because you don't have to worry about like hiding the ends any other way. They kind of just get caught up in the glue. So yeah, just take it, double knot it, and then after you do that, you can really snip more off. I stay like about here. Yeah. And then when I wrap it, I'll be tucking this part in, and you know, yeah, the whole thing. Anyways, I'm gonna set this red yarn to the side because I will be making more of these off stream really soon. But now I'm gonna show you guys how to make the leaf for the bottom of the row so that it doesn't look so bland. I had to get the yarn off. Oh my gosh, I literally basically threw it back on the floor. Anyway, yeah, so now here's the leaf we're about to work on. So set that to the side. And yeah, so for this, you're going to make a magic ring. Oh my gosh, so many dusties coming off of the yarn. But yeah, you're gonna make a magic ring and chain one, and then you're gonna insert 6 single crochets. And then after you do that, you're gonna pull that really close. But you can honestly let a little gap be in there because you're gonna need that for, you know, your Is that called the stem? Like, would that be? Yeah, like the stem of the flower. Yeah. Anyways, then to join to the other side, you're just gonna go right in and slip stitch to it. And then you're gonna chain 4. And in the second chain from the hook, you're going to single crochet, and then down that chain you just half double crochet, and then slip stitch to this available stitch, and then you just repeat that the whole way around. So chain 4, single crochet, half, double, and then slip stitch. And yeah, so really simple, really quick. The random knot is actually insane. Oh no, I don't think I can get it out. I might have to. Oh wait, never mind, it's fine, it's fine. So yeah, then you have this like star looking thing, and you're just gonna snip your yarn, pull it through, and yeah. So you can tie these off if you want to, but I honestly don't even bother. I just kind of cut it a little closer so I can hide it with glue. But the part that naturally curls is the part that you're going to be using to do your bows. So now I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun real quick and let it get decently heated up, and then I'm going to show you guys how to wrap everything together and just have your full rows completed. I think my hot glue gun might be decently heated up now. No, oh, yep, it kind of is. So now I'm gonna just get the little stick that I have, and we're gonna grab our little rose, and honestly, I might even cut more of this because I just don't want to play with it. I don't want it to be in the way. Any of that. So yeah. So now what I like to do, honestly, with my glue gun, the first like, you know, set of glue that comes out is like kind of dry already because I'm not letting it get hot enough. But you can really like force your strings to lay down a certain way before you even start gluing. So now, since I've decided that I'm gonna wrap it this way, I'm just gonna take it, and you just take a line of glue basically. You don't start the glue at the petal because you want to give them some room to have a little bit of movement, you know? So yeah, you're gonna take your, my finger. Take your little stick or whatever, and you're gonna start wrapping around. And I don't have any glue here, but the motion is what matters. So I'm like forcing it to kind of curl even more because naturally it wants to do that anyway, just like with the pattern, but you know, we're just giving a little bit of guidance. So now you can take your glue and add on a string of glue to like the edge in a horizontal way, and you're just gonna twist, and yeah, you also don't necessarily have to do it so tight if you want your rose to be a little bit more loose looking, but this is what I mean by you want your petals to be free. Like if you can't do that to the petal, don't even make the rose. No, I'm joking, but yeah, anyway, this is like a really mini rose, and just make sure that you squeeze the base of it so that it's pretty secure, but by the time that you're done it should be fine. Anyway, now I'm going to continue that same repetitive motion with the glue. Oop, little glue dot. And you know, just work pretty fast with the hot glue because it dries up pretty quickly. And let's see, so we're almost reaching the end, but I just like to make sure that after I've pressed it in, it's sticking properly. But like, look how cute it looks already. Like, I just love the mini roses. I feel like they're just really pretty. I think that before I continue to make more though, I'm just gonna check in with her and make sure it's like the right size. And in the meantime, I'll probably work on some other projects that I want to do. And I'm filming a fall video, a little reset, lock-in kind of thing, because fall is here, like I said. So I gotta lock in because literally that's my season. Like, I haven't even bothered decorating yet. I'm late. Last year I had a pumpkin on my table all of the months of fall, and probably even up until Christmas, and the pumpkin was starting to rot. So this year we've got fake pumpkins, don't worry. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this little section here around, and then when you get to the final point right here, you just want it to, like, you know, press in nice. But I didn't add enough glue. I just kind of wanted to show you guys, so I'm just gonna go back in and do that. Hopefully it doesn't spill over too much. Also, I'm thinking about posting like a sewing tutorial soon. On my finger, because I have some pants that I want to fix, and I don't know. I just know I can fix it without, you know, having to throw them away. But I just like to press and glue. Like, it dries faster like that. And yeah, you might think it looks a little sloppy or whatever, but realistically, when you add your leaf, you're not going to see it that much. And if you're truly worried about the look of it, you can reactivate the glue a little bit to make it look a little smoother with your glue gun by just like touching it on there, and it kind of smooths it out a little bit more. But like I said, it doesn't really concern me. But you know, if we're doing like shop orders or something, we need it to look premium quality, so I don't play about the gluing stage for shop orders. And anyway, also I want to redeem myself, because that one stream that I did where I was painting, it was so bad. Like, so I want to paint this little thing, and this will be a part of my fall decoration moment. But anyway, for your leaf, we have the ring still, so oh my goodness, we have the ring still. And I'm just pulling this up through here, and I actually am gonna try and make a little knot here. Yep, so that I don't have to do much work with hiding it. And then I'm gonna cut this one a little bit longer so that it folds over pretty decently. So yeah, set that to the side. And then you just take it and put that through. And then what I like to do, you can also add glue here, but I don't know, to me that doesn't really make sense. So I add glue right onto the rose. So you go at the bottom, just add it here. Yep. A little spin, and then make sure that that is tucked under. And then push it to make sure that it's in there well, and that you don't need to add any more glue. And now, like, you have the cutest little rose ever. Fan the petals out. Like, look at that. It's so cute. Okay, now the last little part. I think I might add a little bit more glue there so that it sticks better. But just a dot, because I don't want it to be too crazy, but also you don't want it to be so obvious where the rose ends off, even if you can tell. But then these petals will be forced to kind of move together, which is fine. Also, another thing I like to do sometimes is like twist them while they're still, you know, in this state, just to make it look a little bit more loose. I don't know what that is. Anyways, now I'm gonna show you guys how to wrap the stem thingy perfectly. So you're gonna take your yarn, and I unraveled a decent portion because you're gonna need it, okay? So, well, would you look at that? Hold on. I didn't even realize I didn't put it in the bottom good enough. Yeah. I don't like to glue my leaves to the base either. I think it looks cool like without doing that. So yeah, but anyway, for this part, you're going to just take your glue and put a little bit right at the top, and then you're gonna grab your yarn and basically just press it in to that section, and then make sure it stays in that place and wrap around a few times so that you can kind of secure it in place, and then you start to wrap downward. So after you do that, you obviously don't have any more glue left, but I do know that when you wrap it and put glue on every little section, you're gonna have spills of glue come out like on the sides of the rows, make it feel a little bit bumpy. So you can honestly wrap for a little bit longer without adding any glue to kind of avoid that, or you can go ahead and add your glue. Since it's so close to the top, I'm just gonna add it like right here. You don't even have to put a lot because it spreads as you continue to go down. But yeah, make sure that you just wrap it pretty good. You kind of have to go a little bit fast too, because the glue obviously is hot glue. Like already I think mine is drying, but it's fine because we have a decent hold still. So now see, and then the gaps. But now we're just gonna continue to go down here, adding a little bit more glue as I go, and wrap it around. And you can do this whatever way is comfortable. I kind of hold this side for support. Wrap it around. The glue's ran out. And see, this is kind of what I mean by the glue spilling. I don't know if you guys can see that good. But like here, I have my finger right there, so it happened to do it more. But you can just rip it off. But also, just make sure that it's not so much to the point where it's kind of like, oh wait, I didn't even know anybody was sending messages. I don't even have my thingy on. Hold on. Where did you, let me see. Hold up. Ah. I thought I just added my chat thing. Hold on. I just really want to see. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. I don't know why the thing wasn't showing like on my chat thingy. I gotta get it together. I can't even talk. I'll figure it out later. Anyways, that was our little intermission. Hopefully the live chat replay is on so like anybody can see it later. So yeah, when we get closer to the bottom, it kind of can get a little bit weird because the way that you finish it off is really important because you don't want it to unravel. So you just take a little bit of glue and kind of just curve it around that edge. Hopefully it doesn't dry before I actually get there. And then, so you're going to take your finger and just push it down. Push it down. And yeah, you can always go back in and add some more glue on the side or whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So after you feel like it's decently dry, you can snip it off, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now and kind of just melt the sides that won't rip off, that have a little bit of glue on it still. Okay, so now, yeah, another thing I like to do is like go back around. So I'll cut this so that it's kind of fluffy at the end, so that you can kind of just move it around a little bit freely. And take some more glue. Oh, I'm running out of glue in my gun. And just press it in again. But yeah, honestly, after that, you just can snip it off, clean it up, and then you can add your last little round of glue. I just go around like this, you know, let the heat do its thing. And you can honestly mold it a little bit more, but you don't want it to look wonky, so yeah. This is your rose fully complete. Now my table's kind of messy, but it was worth it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the unedited rose tutorial. I definitely will be linking my official rose tutorial in the description for you guys if you like a little bit more of a structured video, because this was all over the place, because I mean it's not edited. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.